Hi there, it's Tim, and today I've got a head-to-head battle. I've got the Varla Eagle One Pro on the one side, I've got the Apollo Phantom on the other side. They've been bouncing around between friends and family and relatives. Everybody's been trying them out and having a blast with them. But I wanted to share with you guys what I think about the two, which one would I choose, and what I like and what I don't like about the Phantom versus the Pro. The Phantom has 1200 watts front and rear motors. That's a little bit bigger than the actual Pro, which has twin 1000 watts. But the difference, I think, is in the voltages. The Pro has a 60 volt battery and the Phantom has a 52 volt battery. The Pro has a bigger battery. It's got a 27 amp hour battery, while the Apollo Phantom has a 23.4 amp hour battery. Brake wise, we've got Apollo having the mechanical brakes, and then the zoom over on the Pro. And you might think, Tim, that's going to be way better. You know, you definitely want the hydraulic brakes. But what I'm actually finding with the Phantom is that because they have the regen thumb throttle, I almost never touch the brakes. I almost always use the regen. Top speed of them, you know what, I'm not going to be doing a speed test today. Both Jamie and I are wearing shorts. In fact, everybody here is wearing shorts, so we're not going to be doing a speed test today. But I can share with you that the top speed of the Pro is a little bit higher than the Phantom. It's probably closing in on about 70 kilometers an hour for the Pro, and the Phantom's probably coming in around the mid-60s. Slight difference in tire size, 11 inches versus 10, 11 inches to the Pro. Weight, a little bit heavier on the Pro, which you'd expect with a slightly bigger battery. And the payload capacity on the Pro is a little bit higher as well. 330 pounds versus the 300 on the Phantom. The Phantom has quadruple spring system for their suspension, while the Pro has dual hydraulic system suspension, and they're just single coils on both front and rear. I've shared with you some numbers there, but what I'm going to do with it now is I'm going to ride around both of them. And then what we're going to do is going to stop over at the beach. When we get to the beach, I'm going to share with you what I like and what I don't like about each scooter. I'm going to share with you some of the good things, some of the bad. I'm also going to share with you which one I would choose if I were you. Let's start off before I hit the beach with what I don't like. And these are just minor gripes. On the Pro, you know what? The handlebar grips, they actually don't stay locked down. I've cranked them down and they just, I don't know, just weird. They're super comfortable, but they never stay locked down. On the Phantom, the light, it sucks. I'm not even gonna bother trying to turn it on right now, but it's a terrible light. The light on the Pro, it's huge. It's really bright. Let me just pull it around here, I'll show you. It's a great big light and it's absolutely powerful. And at nighttime in particular, it's amazing. Love the light. The folding mechanisms on both are quite different. In fact, almost extraordinary is the way that the Pro is done. It's got this almost like a faucet folding mechanism, which it's kind of interesting. It's kind of neat. It's kind of odd. If I'm honest, it's not that I don't like it. It's kind of odd. It is nice because I know when I'm locked down, I'm totally locked down. I do prefer, out of the two, I prefer the Phantom folding mechanism. I prefer the fact that just pulling the pin out, there's a little safety catch across here, and then it's just a simple unlock here and we're down. And unlike the Phantom, the Apollo Pro doesn't actually lock down, so you can't actually pick it up with one hand. There's nothing to lock down. There's nothing for it to lock down to. Another little thing that is kind of irritating is there's a little reflector at the back here, which actually means when you want to pick it up and use this as the handle, you can't, because if you did, you might break the reflector. So you actually have to handle it with one of these big posts at the back. So not ideal for picking it up and carrying it up and down stairs. For that, the Apollo Phantom is actually quite a bit better. But they're both heavy. 90 pounds, 77 pounds. Neither one are going to be fun to carrying up and down stairs. So if you're looking for light, neither one of these is going to be great. But anyhow, as I promised, we're going to head over to the beach now, and I'm going to share with you which I would actually choose, plus what I like about both of these scooters. I do want to mention the difference between the actual displays. The Phantom display is quite a bit bigger, just a single color, not amazing in the bright sunshine, but in a shade or certainly at night, terrific, easy to see the speeds and be able to scroll through all the different settings. The Varla Eagle One Pro is slightly better in the bright sunshine, and I do like the full color. So is one better than the other? Not really. I do like the size of the Phantom, but the fact that this is a little bit easier to see in the middle of the sunshine is something I really appreciate. And here's Jamie, our cameraman. Jamie, which one would you choose if you had to choose between the two of them? You've ridden both of them for flying around Victoria and doing deliveries, DoorDash, etc. Which one would you choose?
Tim, I think I would probably go for the Varla Eagle One Pro, just because it's just a bit bigger and it gives me a little more speed and most likely range, but I guess you'll see because I've done a range test on this one and this one's gonna be coming very soon. But this one, I like the display, the brakes are strong, the size, the suspension, the stiff turning really just helps it with stability, and especially when I'm doing things like DoorDash and Uber Eats, I think this one's gonna be the way to go. But I think both are amazing options.
So which one would I choose? Well, it depends. If I needed extra range, if I needed top speed, then I'm actually gonna go with the Eagle One Pro. It is absolutely amazing, super, super powerful. If I was doing DoorDash, probably the same thing. I'd probably go with something like this. It's really powerful. It's got an amazing range. I love it. But if I'm doing commuting and I'm just looking for something a little softer on the suspension, I'm probably gonna go with the Apollo Phantom. It's not as quick, doesn't have quite the same range, but I really, really like the regen braking. I mean, I literally never seem to touch the brakes anymore. I always have my finger and my thumb on the throttle. I have my thumb on the throttle, but I always seem to have my thumb on the actual regen throttle, and I just love that. I love the fact that it's easy to carry up and down stairs with one hand. So for me personally, I'm probably going to lean more towards the Apollo Phantom. But as I said before, if I'm looking for, getting my hair on fire and going max speed, then probably the actual Eagle One Pro. So which one would you choose? Would you go with the Phantom or the Pro? Put it down in the comments down below.